Another thing that I thought of regarding the doctor and what she said. Again, I will post a link. I'll try to post a link beneath this video when I post it. Um, Talking about manipulation of people's brains. Now, if they can see and know what the patient is going through, and if they pass out or something is wrong with them or whatever, they don't even have to see the patient. There's no hands on anymore. They can diagnose from afar because they're tapping into the brain. The brain is going to tell them exactly what's failing in the body, what's not functioning properly, or what's happening. From whatever symptoms or group of symptoms, they can make a diagnosis. Well, this is the most plausible explanation for what's happening or malfunctioning in the body. So, with that in mind, just like how they're manipulating the brain for that, for something to help the patient, because this can is good. It can also help people with debilitating diseases, people with stroke, people who have a speech impediment, people with any type of disease. It can also trick the brain into believing that it's healthy, the limb is healthy, the heart is healthy, the lungs are healthy, the kidneys, the spleen, the liver is healthy. And the brain will act as if it's a healthily or normally functioning organ, which is a great thing. Hearing, sight. I mean, it's wonderful. It's wonderful for scientific purposes. It's amazing. But like she said, it could potentially open up a Pandora's box of evil. That's her terminology. She didn't say of bad things. She said evil. Evil. That's the word she used, because I'm sure she knew that this could go falling into the wrong hands. They will use the same technology, the same mode, or whatever, however it's being done, to say bad things to the people, to make them do things that are out of normal activity, out of the norm, and make them act irrational, make them act paranoid. Like I said, squeezing down on certain points of the brain, so certain points of the brain, we can get a smell. We can get a smell, a scent of something. Because the brain is neuroplasty. And whatever we've known so far consciously is centered in the brain. The brain knows what this tastes like, what that tastes like. What does my finger against my lip feel like? It knows that. Versus if I took my toe and put it across my lip, it will feel different. It knows, it registers, it retains, right? So then they call patterns affecting our behavior and everything we do, our motor functions, everything we do. So if that's being manipulated, that could cause us to act crazy. This is what they're doing with it. The people who are the anti-doctors, they're the ones who are using it for scamming, stealing, the pedophiles, the rapists, the ones who are committing crimes and using it to get out of jail. Using it to get out of jail. Using it to stay out of jail. Using it to get away with horrendous crimes. Because if that's the case, let's say that somebody's committed some crimes and they're holding them and they think they're testing them to see if they're a psychopath. And they have people on the outside that is doing that. And they're hooked up to something where they're monitoring the responses to the questions asked, right? What's going to happen when they ask the question? They will mess with the brain. They have somebody on the outside that's messing with their answers, messing with their emotions, and they will pass it with flying colors. On the other hand, you have somebody who is the victim, somebody that they want to plant things on, that they will go in there, allow themselves, because hey, they're going in happy-go-lucky. They know they're not a psychopath because they feel confident. They didn't do anything. They go in there and they do the same thing. What do you know happens? the people will think they're a psychopath. And very much the possibility that crime A, crime B, and crime C could have been done by them. Because it looks like the workings of a psychopath or a sociopath. Somebody who has no emotions. Because what I find that they're doing is suppressing emotions. They're suppressing emotions. Because I find that with me. I get angry and then I just, like that. But I do release. I do release a lot. I do a lot of holistic releasing. I do a lot of spiritual cleansings for myself. And I've learned not to stay angry, not to stay in an angry mode. You can get angry, have an outburst and let it go, but don't stay angry. I did a lot of extensive work on myself. That is partially the result of that work, but I do believe that they're manipulating my emotions as well. Not 100% sure. If this technology is in their hands, then yes, they are. And another thing, when they're spritzing and spraying, how are we going to react? Which I think I covered before. If they're when they're spritzing and spraying, that's to alter our senses. When they're spritzing and spraying. Now, they might want to do this. Send me out there, spritzing and spraying. Every time I spritz and spray, let's say that they are monitoring my neural responses, okay? They're monitoring my neural responses. So they see when they spray this particular thing, water hits my face. This is what the brain activity looks like. Water hits my face. This is what it looks like. So they press down on a certain part. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know. Or they have something that's activating that part. So I will feel water there when there is no water. It's like, again, the anti-doctor. They want to help. They want to be constructive. They're looking to heal. These are looking to hurt, harm, maim, injure, and ultimately kill people. They're creating dis-ease in the body, which amounts to disease. They are like the anti-doctors. Doctors want to heal. And yes, they do get glory. They do feel it's a great breakthrough. It's wonderful. From a medical standpoint, if it's safe, it's great. If it's safe and it's not some horrible side effects, it's great. Great. If you can heal, if you can promote healing, if you can help the person to trick their brain into believing that they're well, watch the limb get better, watch the walking get better, watch the speed and betterment get smaller and smaller until it's gone. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. But we can also trick the brain. They can also trick the brain into doing things that causes it to malfunction. Stroke, heart attack. Feeling things crawling on your skin when there is none. You know what I mean? Because if they're monitoring it, obviously they know that this part of the brain, this here, when it happens, they're smelling certain things. Because the brain has now registered this. That when this part is activated, this little minute, minuscule is activated, the neurons are firing. The neurons are firing. This water is on the face, or the chlorine I'm smelling, or the gasoline I'm smelling. That's the anti-doctor. They're using it to destroy people, to make them feel, We need help, and this needs to stop. It needs to stop. Because it can go for anything. They can got people kicking and screaming. There's nothing there. And the brain is all messed up because they have it in a remote vice. They have it in a remote vice. Our heads, that is.